Hey, my name's Lacey and this is Chris Wiley. We own TLC Blueberry Farm in Monroe, North Carolina, and we're just going to show you how to plant a blueberry bush today.
So we get this question at least 50 times every Saturday when our pick patch is open. People buy our plants and they ask us how to plant them. So instead of answering the question so many times, I'm going to show you how to do it today. First thing you need to do is test your soil. The pH needs to be about 5 to 5.5, 5.8, somewhere in there. pH is key. So this is one of our 3-year-old plants we sell here at TLC Blueberry Farm. First thing I do is dig the hole about twice the size of the root ball. And I always want to plant high. You never want the blueberry plants to be low. They do not like wet feet, and they will die from a root fungus called Phytophthora root disease. So you take your plant, place it in the hole. I think that's a little hot, a little low, so I want to raise it up a little bit. When I established these rows, they were actually mounded up, but they've settled down over the last couple years. So when I do go through the field and replace the dead bushes, I plant them a little high and backfill around them. This mixture right here is the soil that I dug out of the hole, mixed with straight soil conditioner, which is just shredded pine bark. The pH in the pine bark is perfect for the blueberries, but you need the soil for the stability of the plant so that it won't fall over. Don't be stingy with the soil. Go ahead and backfill because it will settle. So as I said before, blueberries do not like wet feet. They also like to be planted in full sun. So you plant them in full sun, you also have to irrigate. If you need to adjust your pH, the soil here in Union County is pretty acidic. If you need to make your soil more acidic, you can use peat moss, leaf compost. We use pine needles to mulch the beds, which is acidic. And if you need to go the other direction and make it more alkaline, then you could use lime to adjust your pH. Some other frequently asked questions that we get here at the farm is how far apart to plant them. We plant them 6 foot apart, and our rows are 12 foot apart. That way you can get all the way around the bush, you get the best crop. Different varieties get different heights. All of ours are rabbit eye varieties, different cultivars of rabbit eye. They all cross-pollinate. Some people ask which are the sweetest. They're all good. Some are a little more tart than others. Some of them you can feel the seed is a little bit smaller than others, but they're all good. You're not gonna throw any away, I promise. We sell them all year round. You can plant them any time of the year, but you would have to water if you plant them in the summer. We normally switch our plants out here January and February when the root systems are dormant. Also fertilize the plants once a year in early spring. I use a triple 14 that's osmo coated. It's a slow release, and literally you use about a spoonful around each plant. If you want to be a little more safe with your bushes, you can actually use any type of acidic fertilizer, which would be like a Hollytone. Hollytone makes one. Treat it like an azalea bush and you'll be in good shape. Pruning, we prune our blueberries immediately after the fruit comes off. We start pruning. That gives it time to get some new growth on it before the freeze. The fruit buds will set in the wintertime. That way you've got all those new berries on the new growth for next spring. When you prune, if you notice a bush getting a long stalk, you maybe go down and prune it about 18 inches tall so that you get good branching down low, and better that this plant's going to support the weight of the berries better. If you let the plant get really tall before it splits, and it's going to get top heavy and want to fall over. Another very common question we get is how do you keep the birds from eating all the blueberries? Here at TLC Blueberry Farm, we just have so many they can't eat them all. And it usually takes them several weeks to figure out they can eat them. The other way is if you just have a few plants, just cover them with netting that you could buy at a Home Depot, hardware store, Lowe's, and some people use rubber snakes to keep the birds away from the plants, but you could always buy more plants.